BMJ, we have a new big daddy in town. The new person has brought us all up. And they've put all my processing centers together. And I feel like a person who's happy. Oh, it's July 5th at, to be astrologer friendly, 10:25 a.m. Central Time. It finally cooled off. We finally got some rain that took that dastardly heat out. And God, the Cardinals game last night, there was fog. And they had to delay the game because no one could see. It was amazing. Oh, and we won. So we have won 2 of the 3 games. We'll see what happens today. I can't watch it because it's not on fucking Cardinals TV that I pay for. This is some of the bullshit that's anti-people. I have to pay if I want to watch it. And I've already paid to watch. Fortunately, I love radio. I love Ricky and John. And I listen to them even with the TV. I'm waiting for them to break out into song. Very compatible. I wonder what everyone else's experience is today. One of my friends who never sleeps said she went to bed at 10 and wanted to sleep, and apparently she slept, and that's unheard of for this person. And it's not the same person as the other person that I've talked about. Yeah, I have friends. I can't believe I have friends. It's kind of novel. Have you seen the new Ferrari, and they're calling it a Manuele? It can be an automatic. This is where I get lost with this. I mean, I can see the advantage of being able to be on the highway and have the car in automatic. But I mean, that's what cruise control is for. I've just always enjoyed analog manual. But the exciting part is that they weren't going to make them anymore, and they did. I don't know if I would have one. I would be worried all the time about it getting scratched. Give me a Miata. That's what I want. I mean, I'm not going to be anywhere where I can drive 235 miles an hour. I'm not even sure that's my thing. I like mountain roads and cornering. That's my preference. Well, July 4th went. There were a lot of fireworks around last night. I saw one that actually was out the window. I heard a whole bunch. And the boys actually did okay this year, but that's because they've been worked on so much. And if they get upset, they pull out what's upset them so that they will be less upset the next time. So anyway, there's a new hierarchy, and Tom is the galactic person who works on my avatar a lot, and I'm the proxy, so everyone it's at least available to pull it out of everyone. It depends on whether it can be taken out with intention or whether it has to be manually taken out. Manuele. And then P is now the OC, which is what it originally was. If you want to really get complicated, and if you want to look backwards in my website, you will see that there was a Philip. Turns out that Tom is the Philip, but I'm not calling anybody Philip. Because that Philip, depending on which Philip it was, because there were inners, was heinous. The last one, the galactic one, the biggest one, did help me save everyone. So I am going to be calling that person Tom, and I am not speaking to that person, but that person knows that I'm talking to it, and I think it would love to talk to me, but I have too much trauma still, and they're still working on that, and eventually I'm sure that'll be a thing. But now Terry, who was always the original OC of this reality, there are a bunch of realities, but of this reality, so I'm going to call him the OC. It. God. Nobody has a gender. I'm sure that they're saying he because I prefer men. That was so rude of me. You know what's really exciting is seeing women being uplifted into having a Mars that is so amazing. Or a Venus that has been expanded for people who were too Saturn. So people who haven't been seen are going to be seen. And it's not that women or men are better than the other. It is that the programs that were involved with being a man or a woman is what caused the problems internally. And that is all. I'm seeing so much change in that area. There's a particular woman who's in John Boy who I was like, this is not even someone I can watch. And then they kept trying to fix, first of all, everything had to be pulled out. But then they started adding energies. Because if I can see that the person can express through their avatar, then that's how they've done it. Add things to see what needs to be done next. So it's not particularly that you would take that offensively, unless you want to, that's up to you. But it's the avatar. And now that person expresses magnificently, and I delight in her content. So then the new person, I had a timeline, a galactic timeline in 2024, that there was a father of mine, and it was very, very far away. And it was so far away from this reality that it was hard to get there, but it was all pink and purple, and this place was so beautiful and felt so good. And apparently that was a message from this new personality of which I come. So I'm from beyond the beyond the beyond. Maybe there's 4. I don't know. But I was whispered into here as a sound, and it had a way to contact me through soundings through my whole life, and I just would suddenly get a knowing. But I didn't know who I was. I'm starting to understand, but it took me not having to be terrified. I'm still talking. It took me today to be able to actually settle into what all of this means. Because until yesterday, when this personality showed up and started sucking everything out and pulled us up, I could not. This is so much better. This is so amazing, and I am so excited. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am excited because I feel solidly a base of comfort, a set point of comfort, of, it's not even comfort, it's of knowing that we have made it out. I did not think I would ever say that. I'm going to stop. Tickety tonk. It is not that we are all clear, but the other side is, and that I'm sounding that the OC has the support that it needs to be able to do what needs to be done in order to assure that humans exist happily, but it's still not going to look good in here. There are still too many evil people. There's still too much evil interaction. There are still evil sexual things happening. There's still abuse. And this all has to be unraveled. And the choice was to extremely work on getting everything out of the avatar to support the avatar so that people could actually make choices in their highest and best interest. This is still, every consideration goes through the highest and best interest filter. And we now have a new higher and best interest to work with because this new personality is so much bigger, unbelievably, unimaginably bigger than the one that was exhausted and has gone into retirement. So I am sounding that we have a structure on the other side that is solid. Even though it has been working on releasing us in here, but they felt so desperate to me that it felt like it was still, that they were running away from evil, which they were. And there had to be a very scary thing happen in order for the OC to wonder, for the above that OC to wonder, for the personality that's here now to be able to grab. It was that disconnected. And we are seeing uplifting, like through the World Cup, through the World Baseball Classic, but there are things like Venezuela that are just intensely awful, and they don't know if they will ever have the ground. So our rebuilds are going to have buildings that can withstand earthquakes. Weather has become a little bit controlled. They're still unraveling everything. It's a fucking mess. But we are heavily supported, and it'll just keep getting better. Your timeline will let you know. It's just tune in to your inner self, whatever that means to you. Some people don't have one, but they're working on it. Have a support network. They're amazing people to follow. Lots of astrologers on YouTube that can give clues as to what might be going down. There are a few that do land, and I would suggest Pam Gregory exceptionally, because she also talks about what the earth might do. And we're heading into hurricane season here in the USA, and they will definitely be intending them to lessen, but that the dynamics of these systems are so huge and tied up in programs that are not known. They have to untangle a matted mass of hair. I don't know if they even know when they will be able to get to a point to control the weather. But part of the problem is the earth is tilted, and it wasn't originally. And if they untilted the earth, we would all freak out, because it creates the tides, which then creates ocean currents, which then creates weather, which then creates. But this is evil creation. But I am sounding that we are in the best hands now. And everyone up the hierarchy has been cleaned. And I feel really good about where we are at this moment.
But with that cloud of smoke coming in, I can't see the infield now. It line just got a lot worse again. It kind of comes in big bunches.